And here's the second poem by Wilhelm Müller as interpreted by me for Winterreise. It's called The Weather Vane. The wind spins the weather vane on her house. It mocks me. He should have noticed I change constantly. He should have known she would change. The wind spins the hearts inside her house, insidiously. We do not care about him. Our daughter is marrying a wealthy man. The things I imagine.
Yeah, this number two is I just love it. I love the way you play the opening lines. I love the way you play the whole thing, but it's just like this rush of wind, and it's so pissed off, and I also like the fact that there's this sort of social criticism going on in the lead. The fact that he's got a rich guy, so what the hell,
Yeah.
And there's this great at the end, why you're asking about my pain? Your daughter got a rich guy, so
yeah.
And it's actually one of the, I don't know, it's one of the only few points maybe that I feel like there's some sort of, I guess that's sort of an eternal thing where parents want their kids to, or their kids to marry somebody else who's well off and doing well in society and so on and so forth. But the cycle itself doesn't seem too overtly socially critical.
No, and I think this pings a little bit on Schubert's own autobiographical situation, where he really was in love with the woman he wanted to marry, and it was forbidden because he didn't have enough money.
Right.
And I think that's coming out in that little spurt that he said, okay, your daughter's going to marry someone wealthy now.
Right.
Hope you're happy.
Right. It's interesting that in the vocal line, it's one of the few vocal lines that it's almost coloratura. Mm-hmm. He doesn't write a lot of really fast passages for the voice. Also because it's a dramatic voice. It's not. It, in my opinion, shouldn't be sung by a thin little reedy voice. But
this is
some heft behind it. So there's not a lot of coloratura riding in it, but this little flourish right at the point where he says he's marrying a rich man, and that rich is sort of this little flourish of whatever. And his
little pissy tantrum.
Yeah.
And it's great because he's so human. He's just so human about it. He's
right.
This is, yeah.
And the fact that he chooses to repeat the phrase, why are you asking about my pain? She's got a rich man. At the end of the lead, he repeats that twice. It just sort of really takes it up a notch. Like, fuck, just leave me alone. You got what you want. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. It's the way you play the end, which is of course against all the markings.
Yes.
It's just fucking amazing. It's
and
brilliant.
You know what? If Schubert were alive today, he would have loved it.
I think so.
Schubert would have loved it.
It's absolutely convincing. It's so angry and so in your face, and I think that's there. Sure, there's a movement of the wind and everything in it, but the anger is just so strong in this piece. It really comes out.
Yeah.
Schmerzen, ihr Kind